What are some deep, thought-provoking questions to ask someone to know them better? At the end of Pete Holmes' podcast You Made It Weird, he always asks what's the hardest you've laughed. Doesn't have to be the literal hardest, but whatever pops in their head first. I find that question always gets a good conversation going. Usually shows who's important to them, what's important, etc. Well, the hardest I've laughed was when me and my best friend were having a very serious conversation in 7th grade algebra about jerking off. Which parallel universe versions of yourself would you want to meet, and why? The me that gets a second date with you. Hopefully you're meeting that version tonight, too. Oh damn. Cha-cha real smooth. A question a guy asked me during the first few days of college. Tim, do you have a girlfriend? Op, nope. Tim, you don't have one, or you don't want one. The second question sent me into deep introspection. But me and the guy became lifelong friends. Press F to pay respects to college dude. F. Why is your favorite book/movie/game your favorite? Everybody's got a favorite blank. But asking them what they love about it is a great way to learn more about their interests and to learn more about them as a person. I don't really have a favorite anything, or at least it changes frequently. I don't like questions like this. What are your thoughts on life on other planets? Usually warrants a seriously face and I go, no, really, and most people will answer then seg into something along those lines that they're interested in, and we're discussing all kinds of things. Open-ended topics are great to get to know people. Nah, you ask them if they believe in aliens, cause they out to this world. I'm sorry. What level of toastiness do you like your toast? I usually do a level 2, maybe 2.5 if I'm feeling froggy. What does this have to do with frogs? Depends on why I'm trying to get to know them in the first place. Once when my roommate and I were searching for a third roommate for our new apartment, the first question we asked applicants was, who's your favorite Pokemon? It caught a lot of people off guard and the answer doesn't really matter that much, but the applicant's reaction to the question helped us filter through which ones had generally similar interests to us. Yeah, but surely that's useless if everyone just answered Bulbasaur. You'd be surprised how many people answered the dragon one. The guy we eventually got answered Metagross. I didn't care much for the answer, but it proved he knew his stuff. The dragon one. Oh, you mean the Dover King? Yes. So which fatality of its do you prefer? The first one. Are the nutsack special? A man of class I see. So you must also like Cuntbusterer. You know what? I think I'll leave. No, tell me more about your favorite Pokemon. No, I'm sorry I don't. You bet your ass you don't, now get the fuck out. I like Gulpin. Gulpin these nuts or mayo got aim. What is your mother's maiden name? What's the name of the street you grew up on? What was your first pet's name? What are the 3 digits on the back of your debit card? You like who I was in the news? Their early stuff was a little too new wave for my taste. Favorite childhood memory? What's something you wish was socially acceptable? What weird habits did you have as a kid? For example, I would always hold the jug upside down when pouring milk. Do you believe there are other life forms in the universe? What fictional character do you relate to the most? If time was frozen for 8 hours right now, and you could still move around freely, what would you do? What superpower would you want, and why? What makes you feel at peace? For example, you can visibly see the stress melt off of me once I'm out of the city. What's a hobby you've always wanted to pick up, but haven't? Is there a useless skill you have / want to learn? Anything from blacksmithing to learning dead languages. What's your guilty pleasure show / music? If you could have one exist in real life, would you choose dragons or magic? Or substitute your own choices? What song is playing in the back of your head? What's something that freaks you out for no good reason? For example, I fucking hate feet. Like, what other animal has feet like this? They are low-key useless and so weird. I hate them. What's the fact that makes people wonder why you know that? Were you a Greek mythology kid? Or an Egypt kid? Dream vacation? If you didn't live here, where would you want to live? If you changed your name, what would it be? Jug upside down, what? Maybe they mean tilt it with the handle side facing downward? No way is it what we are all thinking. 1 carton of milk is enough for him. Just tilts it 180 degrees, and dumps it in the glass. The rest is cleaned up later, and the carton is discarded. That's how a Chad pours milk. That is exactly how I pour it. This isn't so much a question, but a little game you can play that can help break the ice and let you know how well you mesh together. If you're at a place like a bar or restaurant, look around the room and try to come up with backstories for other people there. It can be a lot of fun and takes some of the pressure off, while getting you to talking to each other and getting a feel for each other's sense of humor/personality. It can tell you a lot about a person. For example, I played this while out on a date with this girl and she managed to take all the fun out the game by being ridiculously cruel in all her assumptions for no real reason at all. It felt like she was projecting issues she had onto these people. Like one guy was sitting at the bar alone. Could have been waiting for someone. You never know. But because he was alone, he was a fucking loser with no friends that hates his life. Completely killed the mood. But at least gave me a heads up as to what type of person she was. I had that experience on a date once. We weren't even playing the game. I was winning for 2 months until I saw your comment. I didn't even think about it until I saw yours. Do you wad or fold? People wad. They aren't people. What do you think happens after we die? Don't ask this on first date, though they may think you want to murder them. Or you are about whip out your Jehovah's Witness door knocking routine. The other day I was making notes of things to ask someone I just met to get to know them better, and this is what I came up with. I was not sober when I was writing all this down. What's favorite? Sound. Smell. Pizza topping. Memory from being a teenager. Game. Author. Film. Cheese. Picture. Wine. TV show from being a kid. Joke. Artist. Mythology. Tree. Place to be. Shade of green. Pattern for socks. Random trivia thing you know. Song by The Cure. Thing about frogs. Did you like uni? Subject on mastermind. Most relaxed. Who's had biggest influence? What superpower would your friends give you? Who would you have a tea party with? Last time cried. What can nerd out most passionately about? What was your childhood teddy bear called? Why do you like your best friend? Ice cream or lollies? Yellow or red? Rivers or lakes? Sunrise or sunset? Chandler or Joey? What is your favorite smell is a damn good question. I honestly don't know, but a smell I really love is when it's cold, nearly freezing outside. Don't know how to describe it. That smell is pointy. Yeah, like jazz. Is r/AskReddit the place to ask and answer thought-provoking questions? Well, you see, the thing is. So there I was. Barbecue sauce on my titties. Wearing only one shoe and lost in a city. Shoving hot dogs down my throat. What do you hate? Tells a lot about the person you're talking. Opening up a conversation about hate, maybe telling in itself though, could backfire depending how it is interpreted. Your fucking face. Cool, same. A few thought-provoking questions that I would ask someone. What are you looking forward to this week? Should everyone on the planet be striving toward a common goal? If so, what would that be? If you could teach the entire world just one concept, what would it be? What concept do you think could have the most significant positive impact on humanity? Is a hot dog a sandwich? Nope, it's a long burger. But isn't a burger a sandwich? No, it's a short hot dog. Google 36 questions to fall in love. Also works for provoking deep conversations. Or watch the Skin Deep on YouTube. What are some deep, thought-provoking questions to ask someone to know them better? Hey, how's it going? Me. Following this advice. Google 36 questions to fall in love. What? Me. Also works for provoking deep conversations. I don't understand. What are we talking about? Me. Increasingly desperate. Or watch the Skin Deep on YouTube. Standing up to leave. This is kind of weird. I'm going to go over there now. Me. The long. Looking back at Q card. Permalink. Source. If you think out loud, is it really thinking, or are you just talking to yourself? What's the most difficult decision you've had to make to see your dreams come true? 10/10 the answer is, lol. My dreams haven't come true, yo. Why is you? I just be like that. I feel like I really just know you now. What do moths pee? Dust. Tits or ass? Porcale no los dos. Porquen no los tres. Ask someone whether or not they think free will exists. Follow up with a why or why not. Usually leads to a pretty interesting conversation. Read Sam Harris' Free Will. Still have not understood it. What are you thinking right now? I remember my dad used to ask this to me when I was a kid. I used to daydream in the car when he drive all around Europe. I was about 6 years old and really, those were the best of times. It's really nice to use when you have nothing else to say and it just gives a nice glimpse into what the other person really is thinking. That was the most annoying question for me. What is your credit score? Probably not good enough for you. See ya. If the universe is expanding, what is it expanding into? More universe. If you could spend 24 hours inside the world of any painting, which one do you choose, and why? Malindi La Galette, Renoir. This'll leave a good impression.